Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm your game mother, Kyle.
I'm Todd.
I'm A. Corey.
I'm Austin.
Today we're playing Alien, the role-playing game, the starter set from Free League. I believe that's a Swedish company.
Based on the popular film series Alien.
Yeah.
In which all the films are good.
Yeah.
I really like that Prometheus.
I started rewatching Prometheus this morning, actually. It's better on a second viewing because I don't have any expectations that this is going to be at all related to the movie Alien.
I imagine the build is just fine. It's when they get to the discovery part that you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, the most egregious part is the two scientist dudes who find an alien life form, and one of them was like, oh, it's beautiful. Like, what?
I'm going to pet it.
Yeah, no one would do that. But anyway, maybe you guys can be smarter than those guys.
I wouldn't count on it.
You are space truckers on the Starfreighter USCSS Montero running the Gauntlet.
What's that stand for?
I don't know.
Okay.
Running the Gauntlet, the trade route between Anchor Point Station and the frontier. Your ship's cargo hold is packed with dozens of tanks of dangerous tritium gas that is in the process of decaying into extremely profitable helium-3.
It makes your voice real high. Helium-3.
And then you
We're
burst...
going to the clown planet. The clowns are running low on helium to make funny voices. Then you send the Montero.
Then you burst into flame.
Only dogs can hear you when you're on helium-3.
In space, only dogs can hear you.
Usually cargoes such as these are towed in massive tanker modules that transport much higher concentrations of the gas at a safe distance from a freighter hauler. The Montero isn't rated as a commercial towing vessel, however, and this small run is a special order for a Weyland-Yutani corporate account on Sutter's World, a newly established frontier colony. While the trip so far has been fairly routine, the Montero sensors developed a glitch before you left Anchor Point and sporadically pinged contact with the sensor reflection before you activated the displacement drive and went FTL.
Obviously.
Yeah. Your cargo run so far has been without incident. Now you are just awakening from hypersleep, ready to deliver your goods to the colony of Sutter's World.
Quick question.
Yeah.
What color is our ship?
I'm going to go with depressing industrial gray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like all ships on
Not a very good
on Alien.
clown
So this
ship.
is an internal corporate job.
Todd, who's your character?
My character is Leah Davis. She's a pilot. She likes meth.
God, it's space math, too.
It's space meth. It comes in pill form. She actually she has a little bottle of pills.
That did not come with the game. We added that. Free League did not send drugs in their game.
And she's an adrenaline junkie. Basically, her attitude is, if you're going to judge me for being on drugs, you can kiss my grits.
It's not adrenaline, it's fucking methamphetamines. She's mistaken.
She's an adrenaline meth junkie, yeah. Corey,
Yes.
who are you?
Cham.
Okay. All right. Austin?
Cham is 32. He's a roughneck. He's a cargo handler on the Montero. He's pretty much just an all-around good feller. Is basically what his description. These are pre-made characters, by the way. We did not because we're playing the kind of the starter of this game.
Yeah.
So everything's kind of pre-made.
And this is a high lethality game.
So I didn't come up with Cham. Come up with something much better than that if it were me.
Cham's pretty amazing.
Like Chim.
Take a page out of the old Lucas handbook.
No, he's a very loyal man, and he handles cargo.
Austin?
My character's name is Caleb Rye. He's a technician on the Montero. Very bitter young adult. He's 23. His personality is just about how much this job sucks. Everybody on the ship's getting paid more than me for doing nothing. I've got family back home that needs money because everybody's fucking sick with COVID. And
Jesus.
so anything Rye can do to...
200 years of COVID is what we have to look forward to.
So anything I can do to get more money while on this trip, we're going to do it. Loyalty doesn't pay the bills. Friendship doesn't really pay the bills. So, although he does have a buddy on the ship, and it's Cham.
Cham.
So there are also two other people on the Montero. That would be Captain Miller, who's in charge of the ship. Vanessa Miller. She is no-nonsense kind of gal. She's thrifty.
And she's my buddy.
Oh, yeah.
She's my rival.
The other person is the definitely completely benign corporate liaison.
The polarizer of the situation.
Yeah, Wilson, he's the company agent. He's definitely not really in charge.
He's the descendant of the volleyball from Castaway.
That's right. He's been with the crew for a good 6 months now, so it's not like he just joined up. You guys have run numerous jobs with Wilson, so he's kind of just another person on deck, and it's not like you wouldn't be used to having a company agent on board. I mean, every Weyland-Yutani ship has one. So real quick on the rules. This is a skill-based game. Every character has, I think, 12 skills.
12 possible skills.
12 possible skills.
Each one of the characters has already been kind of outfitted with a few skills pulled from the 4 primary attributes.
Yeah, and you have 4 attributes. And the way this works is when you want to do something, you add your attribute to your skill and roll that number of black dice. Those are the normal dice. The difficulty of everything is 1. Basically, you want to roll a 6. A 6 is a success. So if you roll 5 dice, you roll 1 6, then you did it.
Our skill basically just decides how many chances we get to get a success.
Right. Now, this is a
6.
horror game.
Yeah.
So stress and panic, fear play a role. The other dice in the game are called stress dice, and every character has a stress level. As the game plays forward, stress levels will increase, but for every stress level a character has, you roll 1 extra die. So if Austin was going to shoot something, he'd roll his normal attribute and skill dice. If he had stress level 4, he'd add 4 yellow dice to it, 4 panic die.
Yeah, we have unique dice that came with the game. They're all D6.
Mm-hmm. Now, those 4 stress dice that he adds are not all bad. If he rolls 6s on those, that can help him succeed. Unfortunately, they also have face huggers on the 1s result. So if he rolls that, he panics. Now, panic can be a benign. He can keep himself under control. Nothing bad happens. If he rolls too high on the panic chart, he can freeze up. He can run away. He can just start screaming, etc., etc.
So basically, like 1s and 6s are all that matter in this game.
That's right. There's
2 through 5 don't matter at all. Why didn't they just have 2-sided die?
Coins.
Metaphysics.
Why didn't they have coins?
Oh yeah. Well, it's the future. You wouldn't have coins.
Sure, it'd be like a dodecahedral credits.
It's all. I mean, bitcoins. Yes.
Yeah. No. That's anyway. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. There's only 2 results that matter.
Xenobucks.
Weyland-Yutani trades exclusively in Doge.
And the game has weapons and items. There's of course motion trackers that that ubiquitous piece of gear from
Boop,
Aliens.
Boop.
Yeah.
Boop.
But there are also consumable resources like food and water, power and air. If you're in an evac suit outside a spaceship, air is a very important component. So, any questions about the rules before we get going?
Yeah, I don't get it.
That's okay.
Okay. I'll get it by the end.
Yeah, like the last session, you're going to be a master, and then we're going to switch games.
Yeah.
That's usually how it works.
So you guys have just woken up out of cryosleep. You should be over Sutter's World, ready to get this cargo deployed. You're all coming out of cryosleep. There's various sensors beeping, going off in the ship.
Leah immediately swallows a space meth pill.
Sure. Do you have like a limited supply of space?
I
pills?
do.
How many do you have?
It doesn't say exactly how many I have. It just says that my signature item is pill bottle almost empty.
Oh, boy.
Oh. I think so you can use your signature item to reduce your stress once.
Meth typically doesn't work that way. I'm feeling calm now. I'm methed.
If you're a meth head and you don't have it, not having it definitely increases stress.
Sure.
Todd will only run out of drugs after he uses them to reduce his stress.
Okay.
Once he uses them that time, then he's out and has to get more.
Gotcha.
But you're right, Corey. It's easy to see the disadvantages. This is a very special episode of Bastard Quest.
So you guys are getting out of cryosleep, vomiting, coughing, various physical needs that must be taken care of.
Doing drugs.
Everybody's kind of getting to a functional state. Miller comes out of the showers, drying off her hair, starts barking orders. Davis, get to the cockpit. Give me a status update. Rye, Corey, what's your character's name?
Cham.
Rye, Cham, Galley, lunch, or breakfast.
Are we supposed to cook or are we going to eat?
She's basically ordering you guys to go get the food ready.
Oh, okay.
So Cham and Rye go to the galley. Miller and Wilson start talking about something. Todd, you go to the cockpit. Yeah, we'll do skills in action here. What's your piloting skill there?
My agility is a 5 and my piloting is a 3.
Okay. So let's see if you can get your bearings. You don't have any stress, so just roll what? That's 4?
Agility 5, piloting 3.
Oh, okay. So roll 8 dice to get the ship's bearing. Black dice, no stress dice yet.
Woohoo! Let's get this show on the road. 3 6s.
Wow. Okay. If you only need 1 success. So if you get extra successes, you can do stunts. For example, with pilot,
Loop-de-loos.
yeah.
Whee! Yay!
For every extra success you roll, you can choose 1 stunt applicable to the situation. You can gain a 1 plus 1 modification to a later skill roll, or you can show off. Now, that's not really applicable in this situation because you're just using your piloting skill to figure out your bearing and your heading. But if you were evading, I don't know, space rain,
TIE fighters,
that would be useful. Right now, you realize that you are not over Sutter's World. You're a few hundred light years away from Sutter's World. You're in the middle of deep space, and you are approaching a ship that's coming back on the scanners as the USCSS Cronus.
Leah gets on the intercom and says, "Hey, y'all, I don't know what the hell happened, but we ain't nowhere near at Sutter's place. We out here in deep space."
So you hear Miller come back over intercom. Say what?
We are in deep space. We are not near the Sutter place. We're heading towards a ship.
So it doesn't take too very long before everybody's in the cockpit looking out the main port screen on this ship you're coming up on. The USCSS Cronus. It is obviously in bad shape.
There's like alien bites all over the hull.
There's alien bites all over the hull. No. It is powered down. It's drifting. There are no readings coming back in terms of active systems. That doesn't respond to hails. And you check the logs. The Cronus has been missing for over 75 years.
Jeez.
Wow.
I don't want to tell nobody their business, but somebody better go talk to Mother and find out what the hell is going on.
So Wilson and Miller look at each other, and Wilson says, I'll talk to Mother.
Mother being the robot
Yeah.
computer brain of the ship, right?
The ship's computer.
And don't even think about blaming this shit on me. I didn't do it. I was asleep with the rest of y'all. Fight me.
Jesus.
So Wilson comes back after conferring with Mother. Apparently, Mother detected a distress signal from the Cronus, which is obviously very, very old.
I've seen this movie.
But this now obligates the Montero to make contact with the Cronus, check for survivors.
Quick question. Where in the alien timeline are we? Is this before the original movie or like...
I think this is after.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the movie timeline. It's
Okay.
it's not a prequel, I don't believe.
Okay.
It would definitely be after Prometheus.
Well, Prometheus starts at the dawn of time, so...
Yeah, I think so.
Obviously.
So the Montero has a, what do they call it?
Steering wheel.
Remote
It
control.
has a cargo ferry called the Daisy. It's a flatbed cargo lifter.
Is that like what Sigourney fights the Queen in the second one?
No,
Oh.
this is like a small like ship. That would be those are in the game, but that's not. It's called something different. I don't remember.
Okay.
I think it's called like Alien Fighting Suit.
Okay.
Oh, so this would be more like what Sigourney escaped in at the end of the first movie, like a little escape pod or like just a...
Yeah, this is like a flatbed truck.
Okay.
So it's a ship.
Space truck.
A ship that unloads the main ship.
That's right.
Got it.
And Miller looks at Davis and says, okay, so here's the deal. I don't like this. This is crap. We all know this is crap. This is some corporate bullshit, but we have to do it or we're going to forfeit our monies for this job. So here's what we're going to do. Let's see. Let's look for volunteers. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I've got 3 volunteers. Get in the Daisy. Get spacesuits. We're not linking the Montero to this. Go over. If there are survivors, we'll evac them. If not, we're out of here.
It's bullshit.
Okay, yes, but you're the pilot.
I know I'm the damn pilot, but I didn't sign up for this shit. Go on, fight me. I got bail money.
We're in the middle of deep space. What are we going to put you in the brig that we don't have?
All right, I'll do it. Maybe they got some meth on there.
Okay, your job right now is to figure out if there's anybody alive. So because of this future, you guys all have, whatever the equivalent of space cell phones would have that you download the schematics of the Cronus to. You guys work over a plan of approach with Wilson and Miller giving their insights. The obvious point of entry is the airlock on the dorsal hull, which takes you directly to the cryo deck, which is if anybody's alive, that's where they're going to be. Obviously, no human is going to be alive after 75 years alone in deep space with no power. During all this, Wilson does point out if you can get the captain's log, if at all possible. If there's any scientific data available, get that. But legally, your only obligation right now is, when answering a stress call, is to evacuate any survivors.
Hey, bro, this is Rye. He's talking to Wilson.
Yeah.
So, where would the captain's log be?
The captain's log should be on the bridge, main deck.
And are we getting, a bonus for this, or is some kind of?
So Miller and Wilson exchange a look at that, and Miller rolls her eyes, but Wilson says, if you retrieve any scientific data that's of use to Weyland-Yutani, there could be finder's fees involved.
Well, hey, that sounds good enough for Cham. Cham's happy to help. Huh? Cham.
It's a good crew.
Yeah, loyal Cham.
See, the captain didn't think you guys would be interested, but I knew, if you get any scientific data, that this is a science ship, so any data collected, if you can get that, I say we take it back to corporate, get our bonuses. You guys in on that?
If there's any cargo, Cham will handle it.
Awesome, Cham. He high-fives you.
Cham!
All right, if we're going to do this, let's do it. Let's get in that damn space truck and head to this ship and see what's on there, see if we can make us a little money.
Shotgun.
Fuck.
Sorry, Rye. By the way, we did finish lunch if anybody is hungry. Rye and I did. Because we're bodies.
Oh, we are. That's right. I
Yes.
forgot about that.
Cham and Rye. Like a sandwich.
That's what I was.
Cham on Rye.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves, bro.
So you guys do definitely eat before you head over, given that you've been in cryosleep for a year.
Leah doesn't. She just pops another pill.
Everyone gives you kind of that look, the whole, we know you're on drugs, and we know you're on drugs, but you know that we know that you know that we're not going to say anything about it as long as you do your job.
Hell yeah. Better not judge me. Only God can judge me.
You definitely have that tattooed somewhere.
Rye's seen it.
Misspelled.
Misspelled.
Only God, G-H-O-D, can judge me. So the three of you take the Daisy. You get in your compression suits, which means you have air of 5. Your air consumable is 5 right now.
And we've got these marked down at the bottom of our character sheets. There's consumables for air, food, power, and water. And those will be slowly counting down as we...
Slowly die.
Slowly down.
Basically.
Cham will bring extra sandwiches for all.
That's my guy.
Hey, y'all need a bump before we do this?
I'm good.
Cham good.
So there is equipment on the Montero that you can take if you wish to. There's of course the 5 IRC Mark 50 compression suits. There's a motion tracker. There's a cutting torch. There's a Watasumi bolt gun, a service pistol. There's a harpoon grappling gun. There's an incinerator unit, and there is a power loader. That's the power loader is the Ripley
the suit.
Yeah. Which obviously you have no reason to. You couldn't even get that through an airlock.
Right.
You take that into the vehicle bay.
I wouldn't think we would bring like a flamethrower or anything because there's no reason to believe that there's monsters on the ship.
No,
to us right now.
But a cutting torch.
Yeah, Rye's going to take the cutting torch.
And I was about to say probably one of us would take a pistol.
It's Leah.
Great.
Yeah.
So the cutting torch is power supply 5.
Okay.
And we're all wearing suits, I would imagine.
Yeah, you all have a compression.
So there's no power in the ship, right?
There's no power on. Well, the reactor
It's just turned off.
It's essentially yeah. It's
Okay.
in super ultra low power standby mode.
Gotcha.
Okay, so Todd is your character Leah going to take the service pistol?
Absolutely.
Okay, here's a card for that, and it has one. You have one reload.
Okay. Let's see.
So it's a gun with 2 bullets?
A
the
reload
future?
is essentially the clip. No,
okay.
So you only have to reload if you are shooting something, and if the gun has full auto, that means you have to reload. Also, I think if you roll a face hugger on stress, that can cause you to run out of bullets.
Okay.
It's a very strange mechanic.
You pull the trigger and the bullets fall out of the bottom.
Yeah. But otherwise, the game doesn't really track individual bullets or anything like that.
Cham's gonna take the motion tracker, by the way.
Okay, Cham, you have the M314 motion tracker that is a power supply 5.
Okay.
Okay, so you take the Daisy out of the cargo bay from the Montero.
But quick question.
Yeah.
What color is the Daisy?
Yellow.
Gray.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn it.
Shit.
Industrial gray.
Well.
So you scoot out of the Montero's cargo bay, fly around the hull of the Montero. Remember, you guys are in deep space, so there are no visible planets. There's no asteroids. You can't even see. You see stars, but there's no local star of an intensity close to a sun. If something goes wrong, you are FUBAR with a capital F. You scooch over to the Coronis, which is a few hundred yards away from the Montero, get to the dorsal surface, shining your lights. You identify the airlock. You land the Daisy, grapple it or magnetically connect it to the hull, and start spacewalking towards the airlock. And the first thing you can tell is that the airlock has buckled. Looks like from within, there's no way. You guys are veteran spacers. There's no way it's going to open easily. You're going to have to cut it.
Can we see if there's any windows open?
Yeah. Somebody has rolled down the window nearby.
There's a dog with his head
Yeah.
sticking
They've got their socks hanging over the side.
All right, guys. I guess this is my job to take care of. So I'll cut through the door.
Sure, I'll help you, buddy.
Thanks, Cham.
Cham.
So when you're so the cutting torch gives you a +2 on your heavy machinery roll when you are cutting things. And this does require a heavy machinery roll.
Okay.
So what is your heavy machinery?
It's a total of 5. I got a strength of 4 and a heavy machinery of 1.
Can I help him in any way? Does this game have that kind of
Yeah,
thing?
it does. How are you helping him?
He's encouraging him.
Patting him on the back.
You got it, buddy. Keep on the cutting.
Giving
That
him a
would be-
sandwich to eat while he's cutting.
Yeah.
That would be insufficient, but you could,
Cham on rye.
hold a light for him. Or,
Yeah, there we go. I'm glad you're here, Kyle.
Yeah. So that gives you an extra die.
So a total of 6.
Did you add the +2 for the cutting torch?
I did not. So that's 8. 4 successes.
Ooh.
Okay. So I'll check real quick, see if there's any stunts you can do with heavy machinery that might be of benefit to you.
He's cutting while doing cartwheels in zero
Sure.
gravity.
But one thing that definitely will occur is that your power goes down by 1 for your consumables from using the cutting torch.
Okay.
But he did such a good job. What we don't know is the xenomorph is on the other side of the door with his ear pressed to the door. It's like, somebody's here.
Yeah.
And he burns through the xenomorph's head. We win!
Game over.
So for each extra success, which you got 3, you can get a modification to a later skill roll, which is just an extra die. You don't need to overcome the exact same challenge in the future. You do it quickly in half the time it would normally take. You break it permanently. You act quietly, or you show off.
Let's just use those successes later.
Well, you can only get a +1 modification to a later skill roll relating to this one, and it'd have to relate to probably using the airlock or something.
Okay.
You don't bank it like in D.
Okay, well then let's just say that we do it quietly.
Okay. Yeah, you can do it quietly. Also, everybody reduce your... we need to roll air. Everybody roll your air dice, which means if your oxygen is at 5, I think, you roll 5 stress die. Any face huggers, ones that come up, you reduce your air by that amount.
I got 2 face huggers and 1. Did the 6s help?
6s don't matter on
Well,
this.
fuck you.
So your air's down to 3. Apparently, Cham's helping was really using a lot of his oxygen.
Just huffing,
Cham's really fat.
huffing and a puffing over here.
Jesus, I got 3 face huggers.
Jesus.
Nice.
All right, here goes Leah.
Just get inside the ship. Ah, dead.
So you got 2. Your air goes down to 2.
Leah got 0 face huggers.
I like how the meth head's just breathing fine.
It's the meth.
Yeah. Well, she's not working, that's for damn sure.
Hey, guys, let's run back to the ship and get more air before we go in.
So Rye does cut through the buckled portion of the airlock, and you're able to force the doors open. You get inside. You can pull them closed enough to get a vacuum, and you're able to automatically cycle the airlock to work. And you're inside junction A1 on the cryo deck. Everything is dark. We'll presume you guys have little lights on your space suits, on your compression suits. You're inside this very small junction corridor. doors all around you. There's 4 doors leading north, south, east, and west, which you guys can see on your map. The temperature reading is about minus 20. So there must be some basic power on to keep it that warm in space. Because if it had been setting totally unpowered for 70 years, it'd be like minus 200 or something.
Right.
Hey, y'all, you know what this reminds me of? When I was a kid, I went to this haunted house one time, and they had all these doors and didn't know which way to go, and there's monsters behind some of them. It's just like that.
I don't like the sound of that, and it's foreboding and makes me creeped out and spooked.
Yeah, there's this, if you're in a house and there's that sound of it settling, just random groaning.
Oh.
You get that. And there's also ice covering at random parts where the atmosphere is frozen when the ship power went out.
Hey guys, I'm gonna turn on my handy motion tracker.
I turn it on.
They're all around you.
No, no! Goddamn xenomorphs, what the?
So the motion tracker, there's no roll associated. It just works. You do have to make a power roll. So actually, Austin, you wouldn't automatically reduce the power of that cutting torch. You'd need to make a power roll also. So Austin, you go ahead and roll.
I got 1 face hugger, so that reduces it by 1.
Yep.
I did too. So
The motion tracker's not going to get a full sweep of the whole ship because there's lots of metal and electrical systems in the way.
Right.
There's definitely, according to the motion tracker, you're fairly certain there's definitely nothing moving on the cryo deck except you guys.
Okay. Should we examine? I'm assuming there's like cryo beds.
Well, you guys are just in the first junction. You haven't. This is just like a access chamber.
Okay.
You haven't moved to the cryo chambers aft of your position.
Well, guys, so far nothing on the old motion tracker.
if there is anybody on this ship, they'd be in like the cryo bay or maybe the med bay, something like that, right?
I'd imagine they'd be in the cryo bay because that's where they sleep, and it's cold, too cold, no air.
And if there is a little bit of power on the ship, maybe there's like a technical bay or something where we can refill our air tanks.
Maybe we could find a breaker box or something and just turn on the ship, and then we don't have to worry about losing air and being cold and all that stuff. Where would that be?
So you guys know that would be, if you get the main reactor is obviously either offline or powered way down.
Okay.
Since it's not super cold, it's probably just powered way down. So you might be able to do that from the bridge. You might need to do it from the reactor room.
So, like, I'm the technician, so I can maybe see about getting the power turned on.
Yeah, let's do that because we're supposed to get the log.
Yeah, I mean, splitting up seems like a great idea. So
No, it's Chairman Rye forever. We come with you, and even we bring meth friend.
oh, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, meth friend come too.
I'll make a deal with you. We'll do that, but then somehow we're going to have to find our way to the med lab on this shit because I need some supplies.
Yeah, we can find some Sudafed somewhere in the med bay.
While you guys are turning on the power, I'm going to go rob their medical bay,
Just
says the
robbing
meth head.
the pharmacy.
Y'all think they got any copper on this ship?
Okay. So who's going where with this ingenious plan of you fucking
I think-
superstars?
I feel like we need to turn shit on first.
Okay.
Or try to.
Yeah.
So from where you're at in Junction A1, there is a ladder that goes down to the main deck, which would be really close to the bridge. You could see if you could get power there. You might not be able to. You might have to go to the reactor room, but
Okay.
you definitely won't be able to turn power on from the cryo deck.
Well, we'll definitely get the captain's log from the bridge.
Yeah.
All right, so we can definitely get the captain's log from the bridge, but I say we all go to the bridge, and if we can't get the power turned on there, we'll split up, and I'll go see about the reactor while you guys check out the cryo bay and
I'll go to the med lab.
check.
Are we for real gonna split up? That sounds like a really fucking bad idea.
No, I mean, I think in terms of survival, it's a terrible idea. But remember, your characters don't even think aliens are a real thing.
I mean,
Right.
we're not going to survive.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you
I
guys-
mean, I'm coming into this with eyes wide open. I know, I know Kyle. So we're going to the bridge, right?
Yeah, so you guys, you're going to use the ladder in Junction A1 to go down to B deck, which is the main deck, and it just goes down to a similar junction room. Okay, so you guys walk through the cold, dark corridors, get to the bridge. The bridge door is closed, but again, not sealed shut. You can manually open it. The bridge is powered down. There's very low illumination coming from floor lights. The consoles are all closed. None of them are operational. So at the command station, on most ships, there's a small compartment that houses Mother's emergency access key. That's been smashed. The glass is all over the floor. The holographic display table is slagged, burnt out by a fire that apparently raged the bridge at some point. It's all blackened and cold now. The sensor station is damaged by fire, but it looks like it might be reparable. Life support monitors are down. You're not able to get any data, but they look functional. Pilot Station 1, there's a literal axe embedded in the console.
Hey.
Station 2 is untouched, but again, powered down. To fly the ship, you would only need one console, but otherwise, the bridge is empty. The forward shutters are closed.
Okay, so it appears we can't power on in here, so we're going to have to go to the reactor. Is that correct?
Somebody will have to go to the reactor room.
Okay.
Well, I think we should all go to the reactor together. Everything's always better with bodies.
I don't know. Something weird as fuck happened here. There's a goddamn axe in that pilot's chair.
I'm no pilot, but you can't drive with that.
Do you think like the crew went crazy and killed at each other in a Event Horizon type scenario?
I don't see any bodies are floating around.
Maybe one of them was a serial killer.
They could be a serial killer. Those happen in space. You get out here and things start going crazy in your head sometimes, especially when you sleep for too long. They call it sleep crazies. It's the technical term.
Is that what they call it?
The sleep crazies.
All right, what y'all think? You think we should all go together
I think
to the
we-
reactor, or should we split up and see what's what?
Well, first,
Let's get the power turned on together as bodies first.
okay,
Come on, buddies, let's go.
How far away is the reactor from us, Kyle?
So the reactor is on C deck at the kind of back of the ship.
so pretty much the opposite end of where we are.
Right.
Yeah, one deck down.
Okay.
So, are we passing by anything on the way where we can make this trip efficient? Like, if we're passing by the medical bay, should we go ahead and stop there first?
I mean,
Yeah,
that depends. There's multiple routes you guys can take. So
Look, we'll all do this together, but once we get that power on, I'm going to the damn med lab because I'm starting to get the shakes.
I think the med bay is on the deck we're on. So, why don't we pass through there? We'll see if there's any survivors.
Okay, let's do that. Come on. Yay, let's go as friends.
All right.
All right, we're going
Yeah.
to med lab.
med lab is on the deck you're on. So you guys go down the right passageway. You go through. You pass by the junction that you came down through, and you get into another corridor. And there is your encounter with your first body. It's maybe it was human. I mean, you're hoping it was human. The arms look way too long, like a chimpanzee's or something. But it's in a coverall uniform of some kind. The head is mostly gone from the shotgun laying next to it.
Oh no, it looks like an ape killed himself. There's space ape. No.
Yeah, the hands and the arms come down almost to the knees.
Wow, this guy's got crazy arms. Somebody check his pulse.
Did this whole ship fall to like space madness?
They
or-
might have got the space crazy. I'm telling you, you sleep too long, and maybe they did not have friendship like us, and they got sad.
Everybody take a stress level.
Rye checks the shotgun.
It's functional.
Check it for prints.
Then yeah, I'm keeping it. Is it like a what is it? Is it like a pump action or double barrel?
It is a Armot model 3782 12 gauge pump action.
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Who doesn't know that?
He also cracks open the chamber to see if there's any shells left in it.
There are.
Just need one to blow your head off. It's an old saying back in my country.
This is awesome. I'm selling this as soon as we get back to wherever we came from.
It's Earth.
Okay.
Always here to help.
I forget we spend so much time in like cryosleep, you know?
We are space truck.
Yeah, it's
space
crazy.
truckers, my
Crazy,
buddy.
crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's rewarding.
It's not really.
It's
All I'm saying is this long-armed son-bitch must have had a bad day.
I would assume.
science.
All right, so
All right,
are we
let's
looking
move
at the-
on.
Are we looking at the med bay? I think we're here.
Yeah, so you guys arrive at the med bay. The door manually opens. Inside is this is a fairly advanced med bay, probably one of the better ones you've seen on a ship.
Oh, nice fucking med bay, bro.
There are two Pauling med pods. The robot bed she's in Prometheus, that's a Pauling med pod. There are two of those. Those are incredibly expensive. One is shattered as if something broke out of it.
Oh boy.
The other, the interior is covered entirely in blood. There's broken vials and medical equipment strewn across the floor.
I'm starting to think something fishy happened around here, bros.
They must have the good drugs on this ship. And Leah immediately starts just opening cabinets and
Sure.
pulling out drawers.
Yeah, one of the first places you look, there are specimen jars, 2 rows of large jars, and in 2 of them are obvious alien creatures floating in, or rather frozen in, probably formaldehyde.
What the fuck is that?
I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life, y'all.
Did we like just discover an alien?
I don't know. I think it's just baby goblins.
So there's also on a desk a large metallic urn that looks like it's been opened, and there's 4 vials of various black nodules arranged around it.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't need that. I don't think we need to be touching shit, especially the dead things.
I don't know, y'all.
Let's.
There could be some good money in bringing an alien back on the ship and taking it back to Earth.
Well,
Hey Kyle, what's the like space equivalent of like a duffel bag? Does Rye have anything for like carrying?
I mean, not on
Stuff
your
that he
compression
finds.
suit. Actually, also, everybody needs to roll their oxygen.
Okay, so we roll the number we have. So I have 3
Yes.
right. So we roll 3 dice.
Yes.
Or I roll 3. Okay. No face huggers.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right, calm.
I only have 2. 1 face hugger.
Oh,
So
boy.
you have 1. Rye is hyperventilating.
Yep.
Leah still has 5, so she rolls 5 dice. 2 face huggers.
So yours goes down to 3. So you don't have any duffel bags with you. There's storage containers and carrying cases in the med bay. There's lots of medical equipment.
Okay, while the other 2 are looking at the urn,
I'm not looking at the urn. I don't care about these things.
Rye takes one of the specimen jars that's got
One of the organisms or one of the black eggs?
one of the organisms.
Bro, what are you doing with that thing?
Nothing. I ain't doing nothing, bro.
Hey, look, I don't do this job for charity. I do this job to get paid for drug money. Now listen, y'all. This is good shit. This is shit that nobody ain't ever seen before. So yeah, Rye, you load that shit up. Cham, why don't you grab them black vials around that urn and put them in a container so we can take them back to the ship, take them back to Earth, and make bank, motherfucker.
Cham's not going to do that. Cham does not just grab things out of urns. It's a sin, number 1.
For what religion, bro?
For Mr. Space God Jesus. You know? What do you think?
Okay, so you've got all these weird things, obviously alien life forms.
I do want to say Cham did not pocket any of those fucking weird things.
Sure.
Yeah.
Austin, or Rye rather, has put one of the preserved organisms.
Yeah.
Now, these are not face huggers. They'd be similar, but not as wide. They're more cylindrical and worm-like.
So Rye just put one of them in one of the medical containers and
Yeah.
kind of set it off to the side to be picked up later.
Sounds like a anus hugger, if we're being honest.
There's also the jars with black eggs in them. And there's also vials of just black liquid. There's also a medical case with 6 syringes full of this. It looks like this grayish material. You're not sure what the medicine is. It just says 26 Draconis strain derivative written on it.
That looks like space heroin.
Leah, I really can't emphasize enough right now, bro. Like, do not shoot up that.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that. I ain't into shooting up, man. That's for losers.
Cool.
Well, that's,
So I do need to know what you guys are looting, if anything. There's also other basic medical supplies like medikits, surgical instruments, never sleep pills.
There aren't any oxygen tanks in the med bay, are there?
There are not.
Leah grabs the never sleep pills.
Sure.
never sleep pills.
I mean, we're all going to have to figure out the air supply situation.
I think we need to power on the ship. That
pretty
needs to be
Yeah.
priority 1.
Okay.
So, I mean, there could be... You don't know what this ship's cargo is. It's a science vessel. The cargo bay would be where supplies would be held. They could have extra oxygen tanks there. They could have food. They could have water. You don't know. You have no idea what they were hauling.
Well, I guess if you want to do anything, you got to do it your damn self. And Leah goes to the urn and takes a medical bag or whatever is there and grabs all of the vials and the eggs and puts them in there and closes it up.
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay.
This is gonna be a bad space situation. I can already, if anything,
So-
history's taught us anything, it's grabbing vials. It always works out good in the space, and there's nothing foreboding in this room. It's just a blood and death everywhere. A guy killed himself with long arms.
So you're taking everything, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 6 syringes. You have 4 vials that are just full of black liquid. You have the sealed jars full of these black sack-like things. and you jostle one of those, and one of the sacks bursts, and it just fills the jar with this black spray that starts slowly oozing down the sides of the jar.
Don't open that.
I mean, it's a sealed container, so
Yeah.
Right.
Huh, well, I ain't never seen that shit before.
I've seen something similar, but that's a story for another time.
I mean, let's just roll agility and see if you drop anything.
Oh, God.
My agility is 5.
Is anybody helping him load this stuff up?
Yeah.
And you have some stress now, right?
1, so 1 stress die. So 5 black die and 1 yellow stress die.
And then if I help him, what does that add?
Just gives him an extra dice.
Okay.
Right, here we go. The meth head is handling the mystery liquids. Got a 6 and no facehugger.
Okay, so you guys, the two of you managed to load this canvas bag full of this stuff and not break anything. Presumably you take some others to cushion them so they don't smash into each other when you're hauling them around.
Yeah, I mean, we're not stupid.
Now you guys are going to go to the reactor room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the best move to make.
Y'all don't want to check this pod over here? It's filled with blood.
I'm good.
You know, it's got the clear window. I can see. I know a pod full of blood when I see it.
All right.
Seen it before, but that's a story for another day.
All right, let's go power this bitch up.
So actually, if you just go outside the med bay, go down the hall, there's a junction room, B2, with a ladder that goes down really close to the reactor level, actually. So you guys head down the ladder. You don't find any more bodies or anything like that. You do occasionally see just random blood sprays on the wall. There's also indentations from weapons fire. The door to the reactor relay and control is half open, and there's a blue light coming out of it. From where you're standing, it looks like a hand is holding it open.
Just a hand.
You can't tell.
Oh, boy.
Rye unslings that shotgun.
Okay.
Oh, watch out. Hand on the door. Hand on the door.
Yeah, it's at the very bottom of the door, like on the floor.
Low hand.
Leah draws her pistol.
Hello there, the hand. Are you attached to the rest of it, guy? It's me, Cham.
Cham, get behind me, bro.
There's
I got
no
the
response.
No response. Oh boy.
Leah, you want to pull the door open, and I'll just kind of be here holding the shotgun.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, I mean, the door is partially open. You can see light coming out of it. Like,
Yeah.
It's like half open, and there's a hand on the bottom, like gripping.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the
door
only thing
frame.
holding it.
No,
closed.
it's holding
we
it
just see
open.
a sliver of light. Okay. All right. So then I say we go ahead and move through.
Yeah, and you get up there, and it is just a hand on the ground, holding the door severed, frozen. The only lighting comes from the open access port on the reactor relay. It glows a dull pale blue, and that casts long and deep shadows. Something tore up the furniture and loose equipment to build a bizarre nest in the center of the reactor room.
Looks like they might have had a cat, guys. Be on the lookout.
And in this pile of debris right next to the reactor is this crumpled up spacesuit. It's just covered in filth, fogged and tattered. It looks like maybe it was set on fire at some point. Also, your radiation sensors start ticking. There's a yellow-white resin covering most of the reaction chamber. You know that this room is definitely radioactive. Staying in here will expose you to radiation. Now, a little bit of radiation can be handled, but if you stay in here for a long period of time, it would be bad. Unless you're just really into cancer.
So we're not gonna nap or anything while we're here.
Yeah.
It's probably a good idea.
Okay.
All right, Cham, why don't you cover me with the shotgun, and I'll get down on the relay controls and see if I can get power turned on the ship.
Okay, buddy. I'll protect you from the nothing that's in here.
All right, take it, Cham. And Rye tosses him the shotgun.
Watch out, the hand's moving. Just kidding, boys. Just having a good old time with my buddies.
So who's going in? Who's trying to get the reactor?
Sounds like a Rye job.
So am I going to the relay controls? Is that what I'm looking for?
Yeah, there's relay controls on one wall, like, this seat that pulls out you can sit in. And
Okay.
I'm standing at the entrance of the door with the shotgun.
okay, now you would know shooting the reactor. So when you go in, to the left is all the reactor controls. There's that nest that's like in the reactor room, which is off to the right. There's an open door. There's an open passage. There's no doorway. Shooting in that way, shooting the reactor is bad.
Okay.
So just FYI.
Okay, so shooting towards the nest would be bad.
Yes.
Okay,
Shooting the reactor would be bad.
seems like this is gonna go well.
No, it's going to be fine.
So it seems like
wouldn't
maybe
even
you
worry
should
about it.
position yourself somewhere else.
So if you're standing in the doorway, Austin is basically on your left,
Okay,
working on the control panels.
okay, I'm gonna go in with him.
Okay.
Yeah, and kind of stand near him because I would know that shooting at a reactor is a bad thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I
Work
don't
on a spaceship.
think you guys are going to shoot it,
Right.
but I'm just saying, like, it just says tell them that shooting the reactor is bad.
Oh, okay.
So
Whoa,
So interesting that it's in there.
I'm coming in with you, buddy, and I tell you one thing: there's a reactor in there. I'm not gonna shoot at that.
Well, of course, bruh.
I just like saying things that are obvious to everybody on board. Yeah.
All right, so Rye gets to work on the relay controls.
there's also a self-destruct switch down here that you could activate if you
Oh,
want.
ho, ho, watch that one, buddy. Don't push that button.
Noted.
Cham's here to have fun.
So Todd, where is the pilot, Davis?
She's standing just outside the door, just letting them do their thing, just keeping an eye out for
Okay.
any weird shit that can happen.
Just counting her sleep no good pills or whatever they're called.
Yep.
So Austin, you're going to make a heavy engineering roll to get the reactor to come back online. Corey and Todd, you guys are going to roll your observation.
So then my heavy machinery is going to be strength 4, and I've got a heavy machinery of 1, so that's 5. I've got 1 stress, so I'm rolling a total of 6 die.
One of them's the bad one, right?
Yeah. No face huggers,
Cool.
and the bad die is also the success.
That's fine. If you roll success on your stress dice, that counts.
Cool.
So Rye is flipping switches, turning knobs, checking power levels, and you guys can hear the reactor slowly beginning to throttle up. Active lighting starts to come back on. You can even hear the air filtration system start to cough. Boom, boom, boom. Corey, what'd you get for observation?
I have it rolled.
Oh, okay. Roll your observation. Todd, did you roll yours?
No, not yet.
Yeah, you guys roll observation.
All right, my observation, my wits are a 3, and my observation is a 2, so that's 5 plus,
Remember to- yeah.
plus my 1 stress.
Yep.
Okay, mine total, I've got 2 wits and 1 observation, so that's 3, and I'm rolling my stress along with it. And I got a face hugger on my stress.
Nice.
Yeah, and I got no successes or no 6s, I should say.
All right, I'm rolling.
Oh, boy.
1 face hugger, no successes.
So, essentially, you guys need to roll, make a panic test. So, roll 1 die and add your current stress level to it.
So we need to roll 2 die, is that what you're saying?
1 dice.
Okay.
Add the number of your stress level to it, to
Okay.
the result. So, if you roll a 6
Okay.
and your stress level is 1, you got a 7.
Okay.
Yikes.
I got a 1.
So, 2.
Yeah. So in
Okay.
that case, that's good, right?
Yeah, you're fine.
Sweet.
You hold it together. The stress of this situation is starting to get to you a little bit, but you hold it together, Todd.
Yeah, this is a bit much, but I think I'm gonna be okay there, buddies.
I rolled a 3,
4.
4.
You're also fine, but neither of you notice the spacesuit, which is apparently not a spacesuit. It is a contorted humanoid alien figure that unlimbers itself from the floor with this increased energy flowing out of the reactor. It has these long ungulate arms. Its head is this bulbous cowl, and eyes start to swim forward to press against the front of the faceplate, and it begins to shamble towards Rye and Cham, who have their backs to it. And Leah is presumably distracted by going through her bag of illicit medical supplies.
She's counting her no sleep pills.
Hey guys, like I think I did it. You hear that?
Yay! That's my buddy.
All
That's-
right, high five, Jam.
Yeah, let me keep watching you do this.
Rye turns to see this abomination standing right behind Cham, raising its arms, and we'll end there.
Oh, God.
So yeah, we're gonna open with combat next time.
Oh, boy.
Awesome.
That's always fun. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if that were to happen to me, this whole thing, I would have not done it. I would have left. Been like,
Once I stepped in the ship, and everything, we see the axe in the station, in the pilot station. Like, nope, out. We're out.
Done.
No, everybody was dead. We checked. Let's go.
yeah.
They're all died.
That's why I'm
He
not.
he would have ran into space and knocked a guy off a space horse.
That's right.
Exactly.
Out of the way, buddy. Give me that.
I would have gone back to the ship. Hey, company agent Wilson, you need to go check that out. And the moment he's gone, we're leaving. Just leave that guy.
Yep. Well, that's pretty fun. I think it's a pretty simple game as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's not super complicated.
I like it.
But yeah, that is our first session of Alien. We will continue next week.
Yeah.
And that's when bodies will probably start hitting the floor.
Yeah, I don't like our chances at all. like any of us. We're stupid and we're bad at this.
Yeah, well, the combat system
And
was,
one of us is unmet.
Yeah.
the combat system was a little interesting. You draw cards to get to initiative, but
Okay.
it's definitely going to get a surprise round.
Well,
So
Yeah.
and I mean it's a monster in Alien.
Yeah.
yeah.
They hit hard.
Yeah.
But hey, how about my roll successes this game?
Good job.
Done really well.
Proud.
Fantastic.
Stuff did not immediately go to shit.
Just wait till next week.
Yeah, Austin will suffocate to death in some empty
I'm
cold
on
corridor.
oxygen 1. Like, there's no other way. Although we got the reactor turned on. Maybe the...
That ain't instantaneous, son.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
figured.
going to take some time. The ship's at minus 20.
Yeah. Well, let's thank our sponsor real quick.
That would be Barrel and Bond, 100 Broadway in downtown Paducah.
Lots of bourbon.
Thank you, Bab.
Stop by, see the talking fish man.
And also thank you to our patrons over on the Patreon, patreon.com/BastardQuest.
We love you.
Yeah. And continue to follow us on the social media, all that stuff.
We really appreciate everybody out there that has been listening so far and giving us comments and reviews. And don't forget to, wherever you're listening to the podcast, make sure to write a review, and let us know what you think.
Yeah, and tell your dumb friends about this.
And some of you may show up in next week's episode of Alien.
Yeah, some of the patrons.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That's what we call a perk.
Well, if your characters now die, then they will.
And as a little preview, I've just to update you guys, I've been kind of kicking around design ideas for what the T-shirt's going to be.
Yeah, we're going to have some shirts coming our patrons' way soon. We got hoodies.
Swag.
There's swag on there.
It's just my face.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Yeah. All right, that's going to do it.
I've been your game mother, Kyle.
I'm Space Meth Todd.
I'm Space Corey.
I'm Austin.